How's it going, guys? So if you see this huge crate behind me, you're probably wondering what's inside, and the answer to that is a brand new M38A1 Jeep body. And I'm talking tub, fuel tank, fenders, everything you need to put on the frame to have a completely like new Jeep, okay? CNC Equipment out of Nashville, Indiana was gracious enough to hop on board with our cause, and they loved the first Jeep, and now they're excited to see what the second Jeep's gonna do. So they sent us this out. I believe they shipped it on Tuesday, and it's already here today. And today is Thursday, and we're gonna unbox this thing and let you guys follow along. So check it out. Well, as you just saw, we just unboxed this thing, and it is literally all the parts we need for the new tub. So we've got hood, windshield, fuel tank, fenders, bumper, complete tub, rope for the front bumper. That's gonna look really slick on there. Huge thanks to CNC Equipment for this tub, because this is gonna save us a ton of time on getting this thing on the road and looking very, very nice. So, like I said, huge thanks to them. And that's all I'm gonna do tonight. I gotta be at work in the morning, but this weekend, my plan is to get this thing painted. The frame did not make it back from sandblasters, so I'll have to work on that next week. But hopefully we get that back Monday or Tuesday, and then by next weekend we can have the body mounted onto the frame and start getting this thing ready to start receiving some parts. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. As you can see, we got the patch put in there, so the floor no longer has those big holes in there. Now we're getting it ready to just basically lightly sand all of these pieces. I have a pretty ingenious way on how we're gonna hang this to paint everything, so stick with us and check that out. All right, guys, so we have the body completely ready for paint now. It's all pre-sanded, all the imperfections are fixed and taken care of. And as you remember from the Snowcat video, bodywork is about my least favorite thing in the world. So we got that ready. Now I gotta go next door and grab a couple pieces of equipment to come in here and set up the wild contraption I have thought up in my head to hang all these parts from. So I'm gonna go get that, and then I'll be right back with you. So we are about ready to spray some paint, all right? I got all the pieces hung up except for the fuel tank, but I'm gonna do that a different way. But this is a pretty easy setup for anybody that has two forklifts at home. Check this out. So we have the forklift here, and then the forklift over there, and we ran a dog runner cable back and forth. And then I got these little cable clip-on hooks. They go right down and hang, and they're fully adjustable in length. So it made it very easy to hang all that stuff up. Now I just gotta mix up some paint. We'll lay the first coat, and then I'm gonna go pick up my little ones, and they're gonna come back and hang out while I put the second coat on, and we'll see how we look. So here we go. This has been an incredibly long day, but CNC Equipment, like I said before, sent us this tub and all these other body pieces and made this restoration a whole heck of a lot easier by just being able to start with a fresh, clean tub and get everything nice and straight and perfect. And that's where we're at with it right now. Now, I'm gonna flip the camera around and kind of walk around and let you see what it looks like. The paint isn't dry yet, so it's still shiny, but it'll be a satin finish when it's done. So here, check it out. You just can't beat OD green. I mean, it just looks amazing. Once this stain dries, it'll be a nice satin sheen. The windshield frame, hood, passenger fender, driver fender, and the fuel tank. 17 gallons in case you were wondering. The frame is back from sandblasters and looks awesome. Okay, so the main objective for today is to get this frame ready to get painted or coated, whatever you want to call it. Basically what I'm doing is prepping some of the stuff on the frame, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. First off, if you look at these bolts that hold the leaf spring shackles together, you can see that it's kind of separated there, the spacers. I already took this one out, but we're replacing all of these bolts. We're not going to use the spacer anymore because we're going to use a nylock nut. So we don't have to worry about the tension. And then I'm also going to take these bumpers off because this front bumper and rear bumper is going to replace. And as you can see, this one's been beat up pretty good. So we're going to get that off of there and get this thing ready for paint. Okay, so we got all of the bolts replaced on the springs, and I want to show you something that's kind of neat that some people might not realize what it is. They might have seen it in that video and just wondered what mounts there, but I'm going to show you anyway. So as I said, all the new hardware is on there. We're getting this thing ready for paint. But this plate right here, when the body was on there, there was no holes for that on there at all. But how you could tell this is an actual military frame is this is where the 30 cal machine gun would have bolted through the floor and bolted to. That's what this plate's for. So pretty neat stuff. But now we did notice something else on this back bumper. It's actually welded on, if you see. And these are rivets, not bolts. So we're gonna actually try to straighten this rear one. The front one will come off, and that one's pretty jacked up. So we're gonna get this one off and replace it because we already have the new one sitting right there. But we're gonna go ahead and work on this and see if we can get that back one straightened up. All right, today we are gonna get this frame painted, and I don't know if you could tell, but it's a little fella, all right? You can't really tell that from the videos sometimes, but I mean, it is an 80-inch wheelbase. That is nothing. This thing can literally be picked up and moved by one person left and right. That's how light it is. So throwing a bunch of horsepower at it seems like a good idea. So let's get this frame painted and get everything looking real good for it before we put the body on it. There is one thing we have to take care of, and that's on this front bumper here. These shackles here, they're a little wonky. They got hit by something. So we're gonna go ahead and straighten those out with the torch, and then we'll get this thing painted up. So stick with us, here we go. We got those all straightened out now. Everything looks real good. Now we're gonna blow all the sand out of this thing from where they sandblasted it, put it up on jack stands, get the wheels out of the way so I can get all the springs and stuff real good. and then start laying some paint on this thing. I have a brand new steering wheel tube, so I don't have to worry about this, and a brand new steering wheel. So if you see me skipping anything, that's why. This front end and rear end will be coming out and will be for sale to anybody that needs a good M38A1 front or rear differential and axle. But this thing's about to start looking like something. So here we go. So first fun fact about Willys Jeeps, the driver's side are reverse threads. On my first Jeep, I thought they were the tightest lug nuts I've ever seen in my life, and I twisted off stud after stud before I realized that all the ones on this side are reverse thread, all the ones on the other side are standard thread, which is really, really weird. The other thing that is a fun fact, most of you remember my first Jeep and all the crazy, fun, fast stuff I did in that thing. Well, what a lot of you don't know is these little itty bitty drum brakes are what I was doing all that with, and I had GM 7.5 10-bolt Blazer disc brakes in the rear. So, drum brakes, and let me tell you what, when I did finagle my way onto a track, if it had a short shutdown, let's just say you were standing on your darn head to like try to stop the thing without going through the sand traps. It was sketchy as could be. But let's get some paint on this thing, and we'll blow it off first and then turn it black. So here we go. Well, I severely miscalculated the coverage of that paint. So we're out of paint, and the frame is black, but it's not done yet. So we're gonna order some more paint and or see if I can find it somewhere local, and then get this thing finished up this week. But that's it for this video. So from all of us from Racing and Randomness, thank you so much for following along with this, and we'll be back real soon with another video, and this thing's gonna have a body on it, and it's gonna start looking like a Jeep again. So stay along, follow along, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and please share. I appreciate it, guys. See you later.